Hey guys, Colleen here, DIYer behind LemonThistle.com, and today I am so excited to be back with Alexis from Persia Lou for another Silhouette versus Cricut challenge. For these challenges, we will be taking on different materials that the Cricut or the Silhouette can use. We'll be breaking them down, talking about which ones we like best, and hopefully helping you make a decision in which ones you like best too. I am Team Cricut. I used my Cricut Maker and Cricut Design Space to make all of the projects that you'll see in this video, and Alexis has used her Silhouette to make all of her projects. This month we're taking on transfer tape or transfer paper or whatever you want to call it, and we're talking about what it is for, what it is not for, what materials, which transfer paper works best, and what ones we like best. So let's talk about it. Both Alexis and I are going to be talking about different transfer papers, so you'll get to see kind of a range of them in action. I'm talking about the three that I use the most. Before we get started, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would so love if you did that below so you don't miss out on any more DIY or home decor videos. So what is transfer tape and why would you want to use it? I will be honest, when I got my Cricut, I pulled it out of the box and I started making things with like a few sheets of vinyl that I got given at a conference, and I didn't Google anything, first mistake, and I took out each individual letter of the decals that I cut and I placed them where they went. So I mean, imagine how hard that is to do a nice straight line, for starters. But how time consuming is that? That's ridiculous. That's what transfer tape is for. So transfer tape is essentially, I'll use this one just to show you. It is like vinyl or sticky paper or whatever, in which you can pick up your decal or whatever you cut out with your Cricut, namely vinyl, and then you peel this back to remove your sticker or your transfer from the backing that it cut on, and then you lay it down where you want it, and you smooth it out and you peel this back off and it will leave your decal in place. So this is great so you don't have to place individual letters. This is also great so you don't have to line up, you know, the 9 different pieces of one animal to try and make it look like the same animal that you actually cut out. But there are a lot of different kinds of transfer tape, and there are a lot of different kinds of vinyl that you can use it with. So we're going to kind of break down a few of the ones that we use and what transfer tapes we use them for. So first of all, what should you use transfer tape on? Vinyl. All the different kinds of adhesive vinyl. Adhesive foil, adhesive matte foil, glitter vinyl, regular adhesive vinyl, permanent outdoor vinyl, patterned vinyl, whiteboard vinyl, chalkboard vinyl, stencil vinyl. Use it for all the vinyl, except do not use it for printable vinyl because it will peel off the design that you printed on, which I did that in one of our other Silhouette vs. Cricut challenge videos. Oops. Again, didn't Google before I did it. All right, some general tips on how to use this. Here I am using all the 3 different kinds of transfer tapes that I like to use. And so the first thing that you need to do is cut out and weed your design. I have done that here. Once that is done, it's time to get your transfer tape and apply it. So if you're using either of the Cricut ones, then you're gonna need to cut those to size before you apply it. If you're using this roll of transfer tape, I like to just lay it straight out there and then just tear it to size after. Once you've applied it, turn it over so that your design is upside down, and I really like to smooth it down this way. And once this is done, you can store these like stickers. So I have done it before where I've made some wall decals for my sister-in-law and then sent them in the mail with the transfer tape on them, so then she could peel it back and use the decals herself. So once the transfer tape is on, you don't have to use these right away. And this is how people sell vinyl decals in shops, is with the transfer tape already attached. Once you're ready to use them, it's time to peel back the backing. So to do this, again, I turn the design over face down and I really smooth it down to make sure that the decal has transferred onto the transfer tape. Once I've done that, I peel back the backing. And the important thing that I want to note here is that I like bend the backing back all the way so that it's like flat, so that there's really very little chance for the vinyl to stick to the backing. Then once that's done, it is time to line it up and adhere it to your surface. So I am not exact. You will probably notice this, that I like Google nothing and just have at her. So true to form, I am just gonna stick these right on there, line them up kind of the best that I think, given what it looks like. But if you wanted to like draw lines on there or level it or whatever, that's what the grid paper is really good for. You will see I obviously did not line the grid up to my letters even. When you adhere them on, stick it right on there, smooth it on really good. You could use a scraper at this point. I tend to just use my fingers unless it's something that is really tricky. And then peel back your transfer paper the same way that you peeled off the backing when you were removing it from the vinyl decal. If you turn it flat and kind of roll it off, like it's folded right on the edge there, you're gonna have very little chance of the decal coming up with the transfer paper. Once you've peeled off the transfer paper, use your fingers and smooth it down again. You wanna make sure that this vinyl decal is adhered so that it doesn't come off. And that is how I use transfer paper. So let me talk about these 3 different kinds. I got this roll. This is paper transfer tape, it says on the inside. It is 6 inches by 100 feet long. I bought this a few years ago. It was pretty affordable, and I'm still not done it. A few years ago. And I feel like I use my Cricut a lot. I craft a lot. Like, I don't make and sell things, so I don't go through it that fast, but I use a lot of it. And this stuff is really good. I like that it's not quite as sticky as some of the other transfer tapes that I use. So it's really good for delicate things like really little pieces. And I really like that I can tear it. So if I'm doing a lot of transfers and I don't want to be there like cutting out little squares, this is what I'll grab because you can just tear it and tear it smaller. Like, it's so easy to use in that sense. But it is not as strong and it's not as see-through as some of the other ones. So this one is great for convenience. There is also no grid on this that you'll notice. So if you want to have things really straight, probably not your best option. The Cricut transfer tape comes in a roll. I think it's like 72 inches is usually what they do them at. I'll double check that. By 12 inches, so it's already cut to the size that you would cut your vinyl out of. This is the same size that you cut on your mats on both Cricut and Silhouette. And this one is like crystal clear, which is really nice. It's like crystal clear except for this grid. So it does have a grid in which you can line up your stuff really nicely. Downside to this, it's like a vinyl, not like a paper. So you can't just, you can kind of tear it, but I mean, it doesn't work as easily. It's a pain. I would just reach for scissors. This one is stronger than the paper transfer tape as well, so it's really good for any kind of regular vinyl, and I would use it up for adhesive foil or anything like that, matte adhesive foil even. It's great for a lot of those different materials that are maybe a little bit stiffer and that the paper transfer tape just doesn't hold as well. But when you get a really tricky material, like the Cricut glitter vinyl, that's when you pull out the big guns. The strong grip transfer tape. So specifically the glitter adhesive vinyl from Cricut is really hard to transfer. I find that it's like, you gotta use the strong grip transfer tape, and that works perfectly. But if you try any other transfer tape, you're gonna be really frustrated. So that's when the strong grip transfer tape is your best friend. It is really thick, so it's even like, this one's like impossible to tear, whereas the other one was a pain to tear. This one you definitely have to use scissors. All right, I so hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up below and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more DIY or home decor videos. And before you go anywhere, hop over and check out Alexis's video where she's comparing some of her favorite transfer tapes as well. We'll see you next time.